In extract from the Prelude, we have a theme we see in a number of other poems. Humans think they're powerful, but ultimately nature is truly powerful. The poet uses imagery to reflect the initial idea of humans as powerful. What did the narrator actually do? They stole what is described in line 2 as being a little boat, but by line 17 the speaker describes it using this image of an elfin pinnace. A pinnace is a light sailing ship, and the adjective elfin gives a sense of magic to the scene. The narrator is feeling all-powerful, as if they are the hero of some mythical story. The simile, heaving through the water like a swan, adds to this sense of power. The opening of the poem then is rich in imagery and figurative language, all suggesting that the speaker feels they are powerful, but then things change. Wordsworth uses repetition and monosyllabic vocabulary to present the true power of nature. The previously self-confident speaker sees the mountain, is overwhelmed by it, and describes it as a huge peak, black and huge. Wordsworth's previous use of figurative and expressive language has deserted him here. Only a few lines before, the elfin pinnace moved like a swan. Now the speaker is in such a state of shock, he regresses to a simplistic definition of what he sees before him. A huge peak, black and huge. Look at that repetition of huge. The speaker's confidence, their pride and vocabulary have left them. They're reduced to monosyllabic words, the repetitive, simplistic language showing the speaker's vulnerability in comparison to the power of nature. The lasting impact of the power of nature is seen through Wordsworth's use of repetition near the end of the poem, where we read no familiar shapes remained, no pleasant images of trees, of sea or sky, no colours of green fields. Now aware of the power of nature and the lack of human power, the speaker focuses on everything they do not know. Their pride from the opening lines has vanished. The repetition of no emphasises the speaker can only now describe what is missing, not what remains, and this shows the earlier sense of confidence and pride have disappeared. The opening of Kamikaze contains the image, her father embarked at sunrise. Now, on the one hand, like we see in Tissue and the Emigre, the sun can be interpreted as a symbol of the power of nature because it represents an inescapable force that enables life. But it's also a link to Japan, which is known as the land of the rising sun. A rising sun flag is the military flag of Japan and could be read in this poem as a symbol of human power, specifically the military duty and national pride tied to the kamikaze pilots. This dual symbolism captures the tension between human power and the power of nature, and this image foreshadows the inner conflict the pilot faces as he's torn between the cultural expectations placed on him and his desire to return home. Kamikaze can be read as an exploration of the power of nature. Look at the description of the tuna, the dark prince, muscular, dangerous. Now, considering this is a poem about a kamikaze pilot, it's interesting that the most powerful character in the poem is the tuna fish. The word prince suggests nobility, authority and dignity, and by calling the tuna the dark prince, the poet elevates this creature from a simple fish to something far more significant, almost as if it holds a royal status within the natural world. Despite the best efforts of the pilot, it's the tuna fish that is truly powerful in this poem. Perhaps the poet is suggesting that power belongs to nature, human efforts are futile. Maybe it's this realization that causes the pilot to turn around and return home. There's much more to the world than he perceives, and taking this even further, we can say that the message of this moment is the realization of how minute and unimportant human life is when contrasted with the vast array of nature. The image of the fish flashing silver in Kamikaze is another example of symbolism, with silver being a precious metal of great value. The brightness of the silver suggests that the natural world holds a power and value that is greater than human achievements. This moment highlights what is truly powerful, life itself, rather than the military sacrifice expected of the pilot. The flashes of silver draw the pilot's attention away from his mission, making him question what is truly worth valuing, and in this sense, nature's power lies not just in its physical force, but in its ability to reveal what is truly valuable, suggesting that the beauty of the natural world is far more powerful than any human construct.